is an if. The stats aren't really going to back them up here. It's really going to be how they play. They've had a bit of time to prepare, to change their attack up, and we'll have to see if they can apply anything. Or if you below the stairs, things are really coming up. Fluffy aimers right now. One Hive is going to go out, will locate a player directly below the pillar, but Rice collects one. Nick as well finally makes himself known. And, well, SSG Academy, they got 40 seconds to eliminate an incredible deficit.
2 versus 5. Jabate's now walking down Freezer. Rice is going to be on that shield. That is not a fight that you want to take. And, well, I'll eat my words, I guess. That's Deity. My bad. I expect Rice to be there. Bay finds JJ, but as Bay gets found and Jabates' location is known, it's a 1 versus 3. No time to rotate here. Going to use the EMP maybe to mask sound. And as he runs up the Freezer door, you can see Fluffy aimers. They're not going to give him an inch. Reaching charge from Jabates. He's going to try and go through here, but I don't think he can. Now breaking the Kiba, his location very well exposed. And they're just going to Fortnite wall him out. He's stuck in this corner here. Rice goes down, but Rival's able to get the trade. And Fluffy aimers. I mean, to say that Deity basically
through the tower stairs? There wasn't anybody that he had to really deal with in the basement. An odd play, but Rice was just waiting in patience like an apex predator. Gets another kill onto Focal and decides to run through the frag grenade. Can he get the kill into Gridlock? He can! And it's a triple kill for Rice, only sacrificing Deity for it.
There's no other way to put it. This guy's an animal. I told you have to worry about Rice multi-kills on Oregon. It's happening right now. Almost had a 4th, but Jabates wins a huge fight against Rice on that Mira. Now positioning himself inside a trophy. Didn't see the shoulder of Rival in his rearview mirror. But Nick gets taken down, and Bay, a huge round for him as well. Outside of Big Window, Rival and Nick both trying to peek him.
Very careful, but I think it got shot by Rival, who's specifically holding that angle. That is so nasty, and Jabates just gets cornered from all angles. Vil goes down as well. And SSG Academy, it looked like they had an avenue to success, but all of a sudden, they are lying flat on their backs.
Whenever the drone was going into Closet, you could see that Fluffy aimers were practically standing still. They were not getting aggressive. They weren't going for peaks. They had their strategy, and they knew exactly how they wanted to play it. Rival with that swing into Trophy with, I believe it was Rice, shooting the Selmas off of the wall. Or no, sorry, no, it wasn't Rice. But shooting the Selmas off of the wall, it's just so important that Fluffy aimers hold their positions. Now JetCon just has to walk in, and he is simply cannon fodder. It's all down to Bay. And while he's able to find Rice, that's all he'll get in this round.
So far, barely avoided some of these players. It's not going to really mean well once all this utility starts going.
JetCon is nasty on this Omai sometimes. He's forced to back up inside a pillar, but he does get a pick for his troubles. Deity's dead. I believe most of the Flores drones went out. Oh, but Jabates just swings onto Rival as he goes for the barbed wire break, and that is bad to worse for Fluffy aimers. You think they'd have their head on their shoulders, at least dying just once, but the fact that Deity goes down there, that's going to be extremely painful for SSG Academy. This Montaigne is not going to be all that helpful, considering that he's, you know, not a gun. He's not going to be able to shoot anybody. And speaking of shooting people, Focal finding Nick, trying to go for the pick is JJ, but it's Focal for his second, and Rice is left in a 1 versus 4. Jabates with that DMR gets the second kill of the round. And it's an immediate response from SSG Academy. Back and forth, but hold that thought as Bay inside a small tower. SSG are not afraid to get aggressive, but he may have taken it a little too far. JJ's typing for sure right now. Bay going down early. I think JJ will hold that thought, but that is a very unique swing from Bay. A C4 rip from Focal. At least finds the refrag onto Deity. Now it's a 4 versus 4. Rival is stuck inside of Classroom, and he has JetCon swinging to his left. A good read, though, from Rival. He knows where Focal is, and that's a beautiful shot from Rival. A second kill, but Vil.
Ideally, Jabates is playing in a very scary position because even if he gets one, the trade should be there. And even worse, that happens, and suddenly you're in a 3v1. Vil is all alone, and there is not much to help him at.
Fluffy aimers will back up, though. They're not going to take any aggressive fights here. Vil is reading the room incorrectly. He thinks that there's players going from white, but all of them... Well, as I say that, Nick is rotating down. This could be a huge pick because he has Diffuser. Vil hops off that angle, decides that the time has expired for any threat. Now looks to swing over towards Pit. Frostmat is broken. The striker gets taken down. That's Rice gone, but Nick walking up white just at the right time. Finds his refrag. And Fluffy Aimers will continue this back and forth. Take one. Fluffy Aimers already off to a really hot start here, and they're making their aggression known. Smoke grenades have already had to be expended, and Fluffy Aimers, they're starting to apply the pressure. JJ Blast on for 2. This might be the first time that we see 2 rounds, 1 in a row.
Brutal round to follow up what was already a pretty devastating round. It's only going to take a hero play from Bay or Focal. Scratch that, just Bay to win it out.
Well, it was the hero of Aerial Rise all the way back, but it's not going to be anything for him this time. Rice is a god amongst men.
The retake power of Fluffy Aimers, I feel, is one you cannot underestimate.
Bomb located by attackers.
Rival now going to start to make this flank happen. He's wasting no time. Deity and Rice, however, are holding it down. They may not even need to worry about anything here. JetCon, at the very least, finds his first pick. Bay will equalize things out as JJ and Deity, the ones that got the kills this round, both go down. Thankfully, Rival is here to slow things just a little bit. I don't know how that smoke isn't hitting Vil, but it's not. 50 or a minute remaining, and SSG Academy have upped the pace quite a bit. Rival there to trade things out, but it's JetCon for second and also a third. He lights up the scoreboard and he comes out big. He was 1 in 5, I think, before this round.
Blue door. See that Habana X Kairos. That's exactly what it's made for, is to shut down that rotate from blue to anywhere else. But JJ is going to get the party started, shutting down Vil. And if Fluffy Aimers, they need to work off of this, lest they end up in another basement lock.
That's the Flores gone. I'm not sure how much impact he would have had. There's a deployable shield from Rival. Not sure exactly where it is. 30 seconds remaining. SSG Academy, they don't have a lot of established control on these bottom floor sites. You can see Jabates is rotating over towards Bunker. He's going to have to be a huge difference maker. And if he can't, well, he's already tagged up Nick. He's rotated over to that Tarp's corner. It's a big pick for Jabates, but he's immediately traded. Rival and Deity, now Rice each finding one. Everyone is getting their picks. It could be a team ace. Now it's all down to Bay, but Rice with a second kill. And Fluffy Aimers are starting to cobble up a ton of rounds. Found that kill through the hatch. Pretty impressive start here for SSG ACAD, but now immediately contesting the hatch once again is Fluffy Aimers. SSG Academy now starting to apply the pressure inside, but Rival finding Jabates immediately on that refrag. Yana going down. Not a ton of utility loss, but it is an equalizer for Fluffy Aimers. The buck down below is starting to make tons of impact goals. The Bay's going for this plant here. Vil's inside of Dorms as well, but as soon as he prones, he goes down. JetCon from below gets another kill, and that plant will go off successfully. I believe it's the first plant of the game, and it's gonna be around for SSG ACAD.
Get the job done!
The test of angle while JJ Blast is nearby. Playing that classic Bunker Wars. Flashbang's out now. It seems like Bunker is going to be the push, but through the flash, Vocal gets aggressive there. What? He finds Deity while blind. Are you serious there? It's 4 for SSG, and they just win the round. What just happened? The execute from Fluffy Aimers goes awry, and all of a sudden, on to this game, who has went from 1 to 5 to 9 kills. That's extremely impressive, and I always have been impressed by JetCon on that support. Holy moly, how did Jabates win that? A crazy peek onto Rice.
Has to be careful. There's a player over in security that clearly they have no idea about, but just a little bit late to the fight. Rival does not hit the head, but eventually is able to course correct, get the kill. Advantage for Fluffy Aimers going into the last 45 seconds.
Solace dead. Plenty of intel now removed. Obviously, Solace doesn't have impact, so she's not as potent down below when it comes to denying plant. But SSG Academy, they'll get their lead, but immediately will lose it as Vil goes down. But the diffuser is dropped in the middle of sight. That could be extremely problematic here for Fluffy Aimers. He's trying to grab the case. Nick gets it through the fire and the flames, but as Focal takes down Deity, where is Nick to go? He is stuck here inside of games, trapped by the fire, and he cannot cross here as SSG Academy have his cross down. Nick's trying to go for that plant, but the Maestro No! He opens it just in time, and Bay with a double! SSG Academy! What are they doing? They're pulling off a miracle right now! Could be a testament to the end of days for Fluffy Aimers, but can't count anyone out just yet. This has been such a back and forth affair. C4 there, ripped, and Rival shoots it out of the air and picks off Bay as well. What an early start there. Vil, though, immediate trade. I've always been very impressed by Vil. Let's be even. A literal perfect trade. Fluffy Aimers will secure top floor. One thing that is very important is that you have your soft and your hard breachers alive. Now you don't have Rice. Nick for a trade, however. 2 versus 2. 50 seconds remaining. JJ Blast is dead. Now Nick is all alone in the middle of the bomb site. He just drops the hatch, and JetCon inside of Z shuts down the play. JetCon absolutely fired up this game. An incredible performance from him in the latter half. SSG Academy down 3-5. Get 4 rounds in a row. One of them being an attacking round. Oh, the irony. SSG Academy started to win their attacks, and then they finished it out on defense. That's a perfect rotation for SSG on the defensive end, and that's Fluffy Aimers taking their first...